Hello, welcome to Home Designs by Amanda. Today's another Bible journaling episode, and I have a special thing to go with today's that I'm all excited about. It is a new journaling Bible. I'm so excited. So I'm going to show it to you here in a second, but first this was my current one. It was a hardback given to me for my birthday a couple years ago, and I'm still working in it, and I'm still going to work in it, but I also decided that I wanted to get another one, and it just has different aspects to it that I want to show you. So this is the entry we're going to do in my new one, and I'll explain that here in a little bit, but I just want to show you this is what my current one was. So now I have a new one, so I have to decide which one I want to carry with me, and like kind of stuff like that. But this is my new one, and I'm so excited to have two different ones to work in. I think that the old one might be more of an experimental one. I might try different things in it, and then in this one maybe stick to ones that I know that I like to work with, or I might just whichever one I feel like grabbing. This one I decided to go with. I like the coloring. It is so pretty. I thought this was actually a little bit more on the blue side, but I really like it that it's green. One of my favorite colors of green even. It is very close to my favorite Stampin' Up! Color, which is Mint Macaron. Pretty close there. Looks like it might be a Coastal Cabana actually. But those are very close, very similar. Pretty colors. So I'm so excited about that, and I do plan on coloring this in. I do not have permanent markers, and the ones I do have are drying out because I don't use them that often, so I don't resupply them. But I'm pretty sure, because I did a little test down here with some pens that I have and a blender pen. The pens don't work. They are not waterproof, so if I got it wet it would bleed. But this I used a Stampin' Up! Blends, which is an alcohol marker, and I tried it out and it seems to work just fine. So I think I'm going to use blends on the front cover here once I get my new colors. So it may not be until like July, and I might even show that to you if you want to see that. And maybe because if I use blends with it, I think I would really like to be able to do that. So we'll worry about the cover a little while later. Except for I really wanted to show you how pretty the binding is, even with the etched in flowers there. So I did a quick Facebook Live on my Facebook page on Saturday when I opened this up, and to show it to you, but I'll show it again here as well. What I like about it too is look at the beautiful edges of the paper, how pretty they have it all the way around, and the pretty flowers and purples. I did not know that. That was a pleasant surprise. This I saw on web before I ordered it, and the inside I saw on an excerpt, but I did not know that the edges were so pretty. That was so exciting. Okay, so I'm going to open it up and show you what really got me wanting this one was that there are no lines. It's all open, and it's white paper instead of a cream. So I really like that I get to work on that a little bit too. So that'll be fun. The only one that I was kind of a little iffy on was that my old one is a single column and this one's a double column, but I'll get over that pretty quick, I'm sure. But I still like the other one too. I might still just carry the other one to church. I don't know. That one might be easier to do journaling on the go, where this one might be better to do journaling here. I don't know. We'll see how that goes as well. But we are going to work on Hebrews, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So what I did was I had an idea of what I wanted to do. So I made a sample real quick just to make sure that it's what I wanted without getting going and then it like messing up. So this is my sample, which I could always turn into a card front, although I do have a few things that I didn't like how it turned out. So it may not, I don't know. But this, I want to show you what made me think to do these particular colors and the flowers. And these are the flowers I picked on my walk. And I put them here on my windowsill in my kitchen. And I just wanted to show them to you as part of my inspiration for my Bible journaling. So, like I said, these flowers are the ones that I picked on my walk today. And why I wanted to go with these colors, with these flowers, make it look like those flowers, was because while I was on my walk, I got to thinking that I really wanted to do this verse first in my Bible, because I was thinking, I knew my Bible would come on my walk, and I was thinking, what do I want to be my first entry? And this verse just came to me, like, I knew that would be the one I wanted to do first. And with that, I'm going to get started on some of my stamping while I'm talking. So I am going to still try to do the same kind of setup that I do on my other one. I think I'm going to use this though. It's a little harder and bigger. So I'm going to do my similar setup. I need some scrap papers here around, because obviously it's new, so I'm going to be like more particular. So I am going to start with inking up my page. Actually, I'm going to start by masking off the verse, because I want to put my ink all around on the page, lightening it as I get into the binding part, but I want all of this covered except for the verse. So I have out my removable tape here, and I'm going to cut a piece to cover now. Verse. And we'll go ahead and do our sponging and everything on it, and then we'll do some stamping. So my colors, I went with our Stampin' Up! Colors because that's what I currently have. And I'm doing quite a few of the new ones. They are all new, except for Poppy Parade is a return. The other ones are new. We have Mango Melody, Granny Apple Green, Highland Heather, and Poppy Parade. So I'm going to just kind of sponge those on in different places, and I probably will even kind of go off of my sample just to kind of keep it so I don't get too distracted and not get enough of one color and too much of another. I think I might actually start with a lighter color instead of a darker color. Let's start with the green. Okay, so Hebrews 11:6 was the one that came to my mind when I was thinking about what I wanted to be my first journaling entry. And I guess my thought was that I memorized this one just for a verse to memorize because I really liked it. I don't remember why or when I did it. I know it was like last year or something like that I picked it out to memorize, but it was just like kind of a random one. I didn't do it for any particular purpose other than to memorize this verse. And so I really liked this verse, and I think of it at different times. And so when I thought of it today on my walk as my first verse to do in my journaling, I was like, yeah, that's a good one. And I got to thinking about a conversation I had with a friend about a month ago after we'd gone to a ladies' conference, and she had asked me, because the pastors' wives had to go up front and say who they were, where they were from, that kind of stuff, and what their life verse, favorite Bible verse was. And so she asked me on our way home what I would have said if I had to go up. And I really at the time didn't know what I would say. And so I came home thinking, oh, I'll do a little study of verses I like and that might speak to me. And I was all planning about doing that. Like I was going to even write down a list and look at some and start looking through my Bible. But other things came up and I just never really got around to doing much of that. I think I did a few things and wrote things like, oh, this one's possible, or this might be good. I think I wrote down like 3. Actually, maybe it wasn't even that many. Maybe this was the only one. I'll have to look. Let me look real quick, because I wrote it down in my journal. Because I was going to come back to this, because I was watching this was the only one. Definitely why. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so I had watched a video about discovering your why and things like that, and why you do the things you do, and the only verse I wrote down as a possibility, because at the time I was thinking about figuring out what my life verse should be as well. Like, what one would I want to tell people if they asked, and this is the one that I wrote down. So, and it was just the one, so I'm pretty sure that this is the one I'm gonna go with. So what it is it's but without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So I just really like it. I think it has to do with, like, knowing that if you're really doing what God wants you to, you believe him, you're having faith, he's going to reward you. And I feel like I have been rewarded, because I've been blessed with a fairly easy life, really. I mean, I've had a few issues here and there, obviously everybody does, but comparatively to what other people go through and have to deal with, I have had a blessed life. So I just like that it has to do with seeing that what God does for his faithful and for those that believe him. And I just really like how the verse seems to just fit. It really does. And how it's the one that's just been coming to my mind as far as when I actually think about this whole life verse thing. And so far, what I'm noticing is that, maybe not on this last one, but they seem to be they seem to be blending a little better, which is really nice. I'm so glad. I really like that. And other than this jello down here being a little thick and maybe not dry yet, it's not going through at all. That's pretty awesome as well. I'm going to finish up with the colors here, and then we're going to probably speed up the video, because this is already probably a pretty long one and I still have a lot more to go. So I'm going to speed up through the rest of the stamping and everything that goes along with that. So real quick before I get going on speeding through the rest of this for you, I will be using masks. I already cut those out, but that's how I got this out of. I used 3 different stamps. I used this one out of a retired hostess set, and then I used these 2 flowers out of a new Stampin' Up! Set that's called In Every Season, and it's just 12 different nice petite-ish sized flowers. So those are the flowers stamps that we're using, and then I'm going to use some colored pencils and a gel pen to do my coloring in with, and then I'll also pencil in my lettering and go over it with my crayon pen for my verse. So here's the finished page. Get this out of the way and we'll see it all done. I love how it turned out. I really do. I do need to go in after. I'm going to let it dry a little bit, and then I'm going to take out my erase out and touch up anything that I need to after I get some of the pencil marks off of there. But I really, really like how it turned out. And I used Wink of Stella on it. That's what I put over the verse, and then over the gel pen. I didn't go ahead and show you all of my coloring. I did do the upper corner so you can kind of see what I did. I used a gel pen on there, and then I did go in at the end with a 01 micron pen and put the little dots in the middle of those flowers. And so that was today's Bible journaling episode, and then here's what I had gone off of, and this is what I came out with, and I really like it. I'm so excited for. I hope you enjoyed this Bible journaling episode, and that you'll subscribe to my channel and come back to watch some more crafting videos with me. Paper craft. You come back and watch some paper crafting videos with me again soon. Thanks for coming to create with me. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye!